we need to talk about Darkwood. I played Darkwood. It took me 69 days, 40 hours to complete. And they announced Darkwood II. Now, as we talk about this, I'm gonna play Darkwood again. I skipped the prologue to not spoil anything. This game is one of my most favorite games. It's right up there with Stardew Valley. What a combination. If I had to pick two games, or only one game that I could only play for a year, Darkwood would be it. I went through a journey with this game. I fell in love with the characters. I was very scared in the beginning. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to leave the house. It took me a long time to actually get used to the game. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I fell in love with the characters, like I mentioned. The creepiness of this game. It took me a while to actually play it because I did not like the look of it. Like the top view, the top down view wasn't something I were familiar with. But within less than 5 minutes, I didn't even think about it anymore. This game has everything I want in a game. I stopped playing a lot of horror games, not because I don't like horror. I love horror, but I love the story of horror. The creepiness, the build-up, the suspension, the tense. This game makes me feel the tension. In a time where jump scares prevail and short attention spans, this game now, sometimes most people don't finish. I suggest you go play this game. I've only played it once. Like I said, it took me 69 game days, 40 hours, and I would love to play it again. And then came the announcement of Darkwood II. To set up Darkwood 1, you basically play a character with no memories. There's no helpful guide. You need to survive the night, and I've never felt so much tension in a game as when I play Darkwood and it's nighttime. The most thing that stand out, which that sentence doesn't make sense, is the sounds of this game. The music, the sounds, every little sound of this game intrigues me. I just adore it. Watch away if you don't want to be spoiled with the code. Right, you can watch again. Someone, when I played the first one, gave me the code to help me. There's no game breaking things and that. Just something to help you with for the first night. You can pause the screen if you want to read for yourself. I'm going to read for you. Set merely a few years after the events of the critically acclaimed survival horror game Darkwood, the sequel brings with it new lands and waters to explore, new creatures to fear, and new reasons to pray for the morning light. Featuring an entirely new story and new characters, the unfolding events of Darkwood 2 stands on their own and can be equally enjoyed regardless of whether you've played the first game in the series. In the aftermath of the Soviet Union's collapse, the dying Aral Sea has become the site of an anomaly, an eerie forest that swallows everything in its path. No one knows where it came from, or why. Retribution, perhaps, for humanity's abuse of nature. All around lie the truth, the ruins of a vanished world, deserted villages, rusting ships marooned in sand, derelict oil rigs, power stations, and factories on the verge of collapse. A secret biological lab sits in silence on a remote island as rowing gangs of looters, bikers, and former soldiers control the remaining population through fear. Nomads travel through these lands with no rest or respite, day or night. Even walls can't guarantee safety. As the world loses its humanity, and as the so-called corruption of the forest spreads, one can't help but wonder, is it really better to remain human, or would it be best to give in? Only the heart of the forest holds the answer. First of all, I'm very happy to have read that it is, even though it's a sequel, it's a standalone story. But it carries the weight of the name of Darkwood. As many others, when I saw the images, I was very happy to hopefully experience the same feelings I got when I played this game for the first time. And was a bit worried about the art. I wasn't gonna not play it or comment on it because it is new developers, new things. But I love the way Darkwood looks. Everything about the original game. And then came an update from the OGs themselves, which I will post an image here momentarily. But for all that, I want to add a few images on Darkwood 2's Steam account, so you can see the art for yourself. That for me personally was not a set off, or turn down or whatever you want to call it. It was just something new that I had to get used to. It lacked, in want of a better term, it lacked a bit of the Darkwood rustic feel. I don't know how else to put it. As you compare these images that you're watching now with the previous photos, I love the look of the new Darkwood, but I would miss this. There's something about Darkwood. I do not, and expect an exact copy of this art, but it felt like to me there was something missing. But I did not mind it. I did not pay it attention. I was just happy and hopefully would experience this feeling all over again. Until I saw, like I mentioned, an update from the devs. You can go to Steam to read that for yourself, but the section I want to highlight is this. Please keep in mind that the game is still in development. We've already received a lot of positive feedback from you, but also concerns about the art style change. Fret not, we hear you and we can confirm that Icepeak Lodge has already made significant progress in recreating Darkwood's unique aesthetic. That made my day, and I know it was hard for the original creators of this game to hand over their baby, and I do hope that the name of Darkwood is carried on, and I hope they do it justice. I'm just happy that it is a new story, and hopefully we can enjoy it. What is your opinion about this? And if you want to see me experience Darkwood for the first time, there is a full playthrough of it. I would love to do it again in the future, because there's so many aspects of the game I have not explored, endings I have not even achieved. But as I'm going to play this game further, I want to also talk upon, as I saw very loudly in the background, why some games are more successful. No, not more successful, that is a very bad term. But if you... This is a long playing game. It is... You need to take your time. You can't do it, in a short amount of time. But the point I want to make is that you get games that are hugely successful. Phasmophobia. I've tried it, and this is nothing against Phasmophobia. I love it. The few minutes I've played, I want to play it again. But why does this game work a lot more for the modern audience than a game that takes a long time? And I'm talking about the aspects of people watching the game, not playing it. I suggest you play Darkwood for yourself before watching it. Is the fact that Phasmophobia you can play a long time, but it consists of a lot of mini games. You can quickly do a run. Quickly, depends on how good you are at the game or how experienced you are. But it is the instant gratification that you get, and that is duplicated in many other games. If you watch it, you can play along. A hunt can take, I don't know, I'm not an expert, 10 minutes sometimes, shorter, longer, depending on what you're doing. And you can play again, a new hunt. Instant gratification. You get rewarded instantly within a short amount of time. With this game, if you watch it or play it, you really need to get into the story. And as a horror fan, I'm a fan of, like I mentioned, suspense, the creepiness. And as I watch this, as I'm doing the voiceover, I just can't stop loving this game. So, with the heavy stuff said, I'm going to give you a few tips. This is not expert advice. You can get better advice, but this is someone that is, as you've watched this in between of me talking and actually watching me, what I'm doing, is get wood, barricade, fill up your tank, put on the light. Do not, I repeat, do not turn on the lights, the lamps inside, even though it's dark, until it is absolutely necessary. That is the biggest tip I can give you, is do not put on the light source until you have to. It draws attention. And put the traps in places that you're not going to step in. That was a big one. But I'm not going to talk a lot about the end. And I want you to watch, if you're new to Darkwood, the nighttime suspension. There is a moment where something happens. This is the very first night. Normally it starts a bit, easier. Also, you can barricade all the windows. You can climb through the windows, and you can barricade the doors. I'm not doing it. My first playthrough, it took me forever. But another big tip I want to give you is you need to get a watch. I'm not going to tell you where you're going to get it. You need to get a watch. That was the biggest game changer for me. It helped me explore Darkwood more, knowing what time I need to be back without stressing, because that was stressing in the beginning. I did not want to leave. If you made this far, thank you so much for listening to my ramblings, and I do hope to see you in future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the Darkwood night. Sorry for hopping back in, but as the sun is setting, orange sun is when you need to get back to your base. And I want you to listen. Normally this time I just get the house ready and then I just wait for my doom, and it is so tense. I want you to listen to all the little noises of this game. And when the angels, it feels like the angels start singing and you get like this epic music. It is the sign of morning, but don't do anything yet. Just wait.